You're live.
Okie dokie, this is what everybody is waiting for. Richard's Remedies. Richard, I got to say, I've been following a lot of your, I have to write them down. I don't even have my list, but they all have it at Lassens, and Dominique and Vera and myself really have been implementing, especially when Christine Marie was bringing up that little crack in the tongue. Maybe we could go over that just really fast because we all had, you can't help it. As soon as you say crack in the tongue, I think everybody ran to the bathroom to see if they had a crack in the tongue. And I think 80% of us had cracked tongues. Freaked me out, let me just tell you. So what's on for that? What's on for this week?
Yeah, so our bodies are like dashboards in a car. Whenever something is wrong, there's going to be a little indicator that's going to light up somewhere. And the thing with the whole crack in the tongue is that if we're really low in hydrochloric acid, that's the natural acid that's in our stomach that helps to digest our food. If we're really low in that, we'll end up with a deep groove in the center of our tongue. Now, the deeper that groove, the more hydrochloric acid we need. So it's very beneficial if you're having digestive problems. Take a look. If it's a little deep, maybe start supplementing with some hydrochloric acid with your meals to help break that food down. So for this week, one of the things that I like most about having my segment be last is that I get to try and tie in everything with everything that everyone else has said. And Erica was reminding me at the beginning of the show about during these times it's very difficult to sleep. And really a lot of us are having these disturbed circadian rhythms, and our sleep patterns are just way off as we're adapting to living in new times with new challenges. And then Christine Marie and Ed were also talking about these patterns that we can get into and then sort of working out of them. And one of the times that this happens is when we're sleeping. And it's not only a physical process where we have toxins that are moving out of our pathways as we're sleeping, all of this waste that we've accumulated throughout the day that our body is all of a sudden working to flush out. But we also end up dealing with the emotions and the subconscious issues that we experience throughout the day as we're going to sleep. But the thing is that whatever we dealt with through the day, we don't want to drag that into sleep with us. One of the beautiful things about sleep is that we get to start each day fresh. So starting that day with things like making your bed, having a gratitude list, amazing. But there are also some techniques that are good to use before you go to bed. And my favorite one is called revision. And revision is basically as you're lying in bed, ready to fall asleep, maybe give yourself a half hour before you even tend to fall asleep, and go through your day and light upon the things that you're not happy about. Light upon the things that could have gone better. And take a moment with those and rewrite them. Rewrite them as though they never happened, or rewrite them as though they're going away, or as they went away that you wanted them to go. So let's say, for instance, I go to a restaurant and I have a waiter who, brings my food to the table and he just, coughs on it or something. And, that really bothers me. So, as I'm falling asleep, I go back to that scene and I will replay that scene as though it never even happened, with the waiter giving me the food exactly the way I want to receive it. And you can do that with a bunch of different events. But the thing is that if we fall asleep, if we have something that we did throughout the day, and maybe it's causing us like a feeling of guilt, and we go to sleep with that guilt, that's going to perpetuate into the subconscious mind. It's going to dig in there, and it'll project outward in your dreams. That'll get deeper, keep creating those same pathways, then the next day and the next day after that, and you create more things to be guilty about. So if we can take these problems day by day and just take a look at them, be comfortable with them, there's no need to judge them, and just rewrite them, and then just let them go away, and then allow ourselves to drift off to sleep. We'll notice that our sleep patterns will start to reset themselves because we're helping our body along to process out all of that garbage.
Nicely said. Dominique, we got Dominique, Christine, and Ed's going to want to add to that.
That is amazing. I never thought about it. It's so funny how we don't, or I have not allowed myself the creativity to, just recreate the story. And Ed's always talked about the meaning of an event is something that you give it. So you're basically saying every night, review your day and make sure your day was full of the meaning that you want to give it. I love it.
Nice.
Yeah. That is just that's so wonderful. And I sort of went into a reverie of remembering certain dreams I've had recently in the days that happened before those dreams. And I thought, wow, yeah, I could have actually shifted my dreams. I look forward to experimenting with that and trying it out. Thank you, Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was excellent, Richard. I never thought about doing quite what you suggested. I have done something where if something bad happens to me, I try to convince myself that something worse came of that incident, and I ask the universe or the Lord or anybody to make that go away. It didn't happen. So that did occur. They changed what really happened that day and just only made this happen. Maybe it was embarrassing or I lost at something to make that worse incident go away. And I try to convince myself that it was really worse and it did go away. And the thing that I think is so horrible really wasn't that horrible. Kind of.
It's like if you're late to an appointment and your lateness, you think to yourself, well, I avoided an accident.
Yes, so, exactly.
Yeah, like that.
It's I'm tricking myself, and kind of similar to what Richard was saying, trick yourself into believing that wasn't so bad or that it didn't happen at all.
Dominic, I tricked myself into something last night when you were rummaging around because you needed grounding. So we had the dark chocolate with the almond bar that was hidden in the refrigerator in the right-hand door. And I said, I don't know anything about it. I haven't seen it. I actually ate it. I changed my story, okay? I just wanted you to know that. So let's go on break. I feel so relieved now because I actually blamed it on your mother. And that's what's nice when you get to triangulate when 3 people live in the one house and somebody comes and visits and stays a couple of nights. This one right here. Okay, let's go to a break. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with more after these messages.